Hi everybody, it's Julie. Welcome to Hello Monday. Today I thought it would be really fun to make this summary card using a great stamp set from Altenew. It's called Way Too Sweet and it has the most adorable ice cream and popsicle and cupcake images in it. And I'm going to start by taking a craft card base that I've already made. It's going to be an A2 card when I'm finished. And I'm going to create a whitewash background using some Ranger Distress acrylic paint. Now this is the really fluid acrylic paint and I'm squeezing it out and using the scrubby top of the dauber, I guess, applicator that's on the top of the bottle. So I'm going to set that aside for a while and continue on with the focal image of the card. I'm going to take the chocolate dipped ice cream because it looked so yummy and go ahead and stamp that with archival coffee ink onto a scrap of 140-pound watercolor paper that I had laying around. So I stamped on the smooth side and then I'm just going to use my clean color real brush markers to highlight that image with a little bit of tan and spread the color around with my water brush and create a nice slight watercolor effect. So then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and trim it out, and I'm using my scissors to trim a very fine, what I want to say, border, I guess, a bordered edge around the whole image because I don't always like to trim it so close to the art lines. So then I went back to my craft card and realized it was still kind of wet there, and for the next step I need that paint to be completely dry so that it doesn't reactivate with the additional colors that I want to apply over the top. So I use my heat gun to heat set that, and then I'm going to take a pink clean color real brush marker and highlight the little sprinkles there on my chocolate dipped ice cream. And then I'm going to go back to my card base here and swipe some of that color directly over the whitewash background that I made. And that's why I needed that to be completely dry, because I don't want those colors to dilute and mix into the white that's on the back of that color there. So now I'm going to take some dark brown and swipe that across. I didn't need it to be perfect. And then I'm going to take my water brush again, test it, make sure I've got some water flowing there out of the brush nib, and go ahead and spread that color around just a little bit. Just a few swipes. I didn't want it to look perfect or anything. And then of course I cleaned it off in between switching to the next color there. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gun again and heat set that because I do need it to be dry. And then once I'm done with that, I realized that my card was going to end up being kind of warped. And sometimes that happens when you use too much water and apply too much heat to your card. So I couldn't actually get it to flatten out with my hands, even though I did try a little bit. So this is one of my favorite tricks to use my Mink foiling machine for. I'll take my card and sandwich it in between a piece of folded typing paper and then send it through. I think I set my Mink to about level 4 in heat, and it kind of irons it for me, so I don't have to run back and turn on my iron and drag out the ironing board to do it that way. So that's another great use for the Mink machine. So then I took a sentiment. It says, I hope your day, or you deserve a day filled with or sprinkled with fun. You deserve a day sprinkled with fun. And then I went ahead and trimmed that out, and I used the same archival coffee ink and a scrap of white cardstock, trimmed it apart, and now I've got some foam tape on the back of everything, and I'm just kind of planning my layout before I start gluing everything down. And I love those wood veneer stars by Studio Calico. I can never get enough of those. And I just kind of planned where they were going to go, and then I tossed them back into a little bowl to keep them handy while I get everything glued down. So I'm going to remove the liner from the foam tape behind the popsicle stick there, and then take some white thread that I picked up at the fabric store and just wrap it around my fingers, just make a little messy nest. And then I'm going to smoosh it, smash it, mash it right into that foam tape, and that's going to hold it all together for me. Sometimes I coil it up and put it down onto the card front, but sometimes it's easier to just mash it right into the foam tape, and it's good to go, and it holds it all in place. So now I'll go ahead and anchor that down and then remove the liners from the greeting and get those into place. And then I'm going to take my little wooden stars and once again kind of scatter them around, and I don't really have a precise pattern. I just like to have them kind of sprinkled around. I'm going to use some multi medium in the matte finish to go ahead and glue these into place, and I'm just putting a little dot there and then using my tweezers to put the little star right back into place. So I'll just finish getting all of those glued down. And then one last finishing touch on the card, I decided I wanted to have some sparkle on my sprinkles. So I took some stickles in the neon flamingo pink, which was perfect for matching up on this particular project. And then I went ahead and let it dry. And I thought this turned out so cute. Just need to trim off a little bit of that excess thread that's hanging off. And now I've got a nice finished card. Isn't that adorable? I just think that is such a fun set. I can't wait to make some more ice cream and popsicle cards. All the supplies are available at ellenhutson.com, and we have more still shots and further details at the Classroom blog. Thanks for watching.